Hello, what is up guys? EvilDoUsHarm here today, back with another Blade and Soul video. Today's video, we're going to be doing the much anticipated and long awaited first things to do after level 60 in Blade and Soul video that I really haven't put out in quite a long time. So with the release of the Archer, we have a bunch of new players coming to the game or people returning to the game wondering what should they be doing after they finish the story and ready to start gearing their character. But real quick before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, new to Blade and Soul, please consider subscribing to my channel. I got a lot of great videos on the game, a lot of content, and it'll help to grow my channel. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's do a little bit of discussion. So with the changes to the daily challenge mechanic, meaning that as a new player you need to be able to do 4 dungeons that the story doesn't really give you enough gear to be able to do, and then with the subsequent confirmation that the easy mode dungeons are actually just hard mode but reskinned and called easy mode with subsequent gold nerfs and everything going along with it, and the fact that one of the dungeons that a new player could even do on this rotation is completely gear locked and gated because they can't get the item that they need to be able to run it more than twice per month, you gotta be scratching your head, is there anywhere in Blade and Soul I can go or any way to gear up in this game? Like, how do I do it? But luckily for you, I've got this all broken down for you, and I've got 2 different methods. So we're going to do the fast and like the easier method, but it does take a little bit more investment. And then we're going to talk about the second option, which is also pretty quick, but it'll get you to the same location eventually. So the first method involves using a piece of plastic to actually gear your character pretty quickly. So this is my piece of plastic. It's actually not my real piece of plastic. This is just the one that I'm using for the video. This is actually an expired piece of plastic, so don't go and try and copy the code off of it. But anyway, what you do is you take the piece of plastic and you go to a website, that allows you to purchase things. You can even do it from the Blade and Soul main website. But what you're looking for are these cards called N-Coin cards or N-cards or anything like that. And so we're on the Amazon page here, and you can see, so this is what they look like on the Amazon NA version anyway, the NA version of Amazon. So go ahead and click on the first one. Probably the most expensive one would be the easiest way to do this, but you can do it in smaller bunches at a time if you want to work your way into gearing slowly. You're going to need several of these, so go ahead and just maybe 6, 7, maybe 8 of them. But go ahead and pick all of those up, and then when you get back into the game, you'll be able to redeem them. Well, you need to redeem them from the Blade and Soul main website. But after you redeem them on the Blade and Soul main website, when you log into the game, when you press F10 on the keyboard, you will see that you have increased N-Coin down here. This number will have increased. Now, this number lets you buy all of the different items that you see on this panel. So literally everything you could possibly need, like Orb of Ascension, that item that you can't get right now, there it is, 12 N coins, super easy. We just bought 8,000 of them if we bought one of those coins. We could buy so many Orbs of Ascension, we'll be able to do the daily challenge. It's great. You need upgrade materials, those pop up in the daily rotation here. This rotation changes every day, so always check back frequently. Now, another bonus as a new player, if you're starting right now and you decide to get those N-Coin thingies, you can navigate down to the Trove option down in the bottom corner, and you can open this Trove thing. So by default, you're only allowed 2 options. So to expand that, you'll need to navigate back into the F10 menu and use some of those N-Coins that we just got from that Amazon website, and you're looking for these Treasure Trove expansions. Now, you could buy the one that's on sale, but why would you do that when you can buy it for more money, like to the side? So just buy the more expensive one because you really don't care, right? And go ahead and buy a bunch of these Treasure Trove keys. Now, what those keys do is it allows you another roll on this little treasure trove. So you open the trove, you get your 1 free 1 per day. Oh, I got junk. Well, I can't even meme this game. Oh my god! I'm totally keeping that in the video. So after you've done your roll of treasure trove, if you don't like what you got, and obviously if you bought the expansion voucher, you'll have more slots here, you can just roll it again, and you can just keep doing this infinitely and probably get something good eventually. But all the stuff that you get that you don't want, you can sell on the marketplace to get some more gold. Really a great system to pick up all the gear and everything you need to upgrade your character as a new player. So what if you don't want to spend money, right? You want to be a free-to-play player in Blade and Soul, you want to advance your character just by playing the game or running dungeons and whatnot. Well, there is a solution for you, so we're going to show you how to do that one. For this one, what you want to do is hit Windows D on the keyboard to bring you to your desktop, and I hope this is still recording and working. In the bottom left corner, you're going to see an option where you can search on Windows 10, Windows 8, you might have to search somewhere else. I don't know where it is on Windows 7. But what we're going to do is we want to go and type in the search bar, add or remove programs. So in the add or remove programs folder, we're going to scroll down the list until we find Blade and Soul. So on that option, what you want to do is go ahead and click uninstall, and then click uninstall once again. So after the uninstall is finished, what you're going to want to do is navigate to like a new browser tab or anything. Just type in addictinggames.com and literally just pick anything, because anything is going to have a better progression system for a new player than Blade and Soul at the moment. So look, this game looks like an MMO. Go ahead, let's play it. Let's fire it up. Yeah, this graphics are about the same. Lag seems to be about the same with that dude walking. Look at him go pretty good. All right, that's a goop. Let me attack the goop. Combat seems to be pretty much the same. I leveled up. Easy. X attack. Got another goop running after me. All right, yeah, it's got a really great progression system. Nice, easy to manage inventory. I would say it's probably about as good as Blade and Soul. All right, let's try to be serious for a few minutes before the game actually crashes. If you are a new player and you want to gear up in Blade and Soul, your only option is Moon Refuge. Moon Refuge lets you get your Fallen Soul Shield set, and that's about it. Sure, you can get your Skybreak accessories, maybe a few of the other first-tier legendary accessories, but the gear you get from Moon Refuge is not going to be enough to carry you through the entirety of the daily challenge. After you've done spending maybe about 2 or 3 weeks in Moon Refuge farming everything, since it's the only thing you can clear as a new player, eventually you'll be able to do maybe 4 daily challenges, and after you do your 4 daily challenges, you can start to build up some resource materials. After 2 or 3 months, maybe you'll have enough materials to upgrade your other gear so that you can start running other dungeons that are also going to be outdated and antiquated before you even can get to them based on the rate that they make content changes in this game. It really is impossible for you to catch up as a new player in this game, which once again absolutely pains me to say it. I said it in my video yesterday with the most recent little notes or press release that came out with the patch from today, Wednesday. It seems as though that's intended, and it's not worth the effort. It really is not worth the effort, guys. And it kills me to say it, because I made my channel. I made my whole YouTube channel with Blade and Soul, and like, yeah, man, I can help people advance in this game. I can help them get better. You know, I was like that at one point in my time. I could never get into a dungeon party. Need minimum 600 AP to get into a dungeon. Like, oh, okay, I couldn't do it. But you knew that the mechanics only needed 500, so you got people together and you had fun. And it was really a great experience, great time all around. And I got a lot out of that, and I wanted to share that with other people. And for the last 2 years, I've been doing that. I've been sharing that knowledge with other people, new people, had the Discord server going. Anybody ask me any questions, I love to give out that information. But at this time in the game, there's nothing I can do. I can't give you any more information for progressing as a new character. The game has been changed to the point where there's just no point in even trying. So the biggest kicker in all of this is that this isn't the first time that this has happened this year. If you look in Levi's Ready for YouTube folder where he keeps all of his videos before he drops them into YouTube, we have this video called Awakening Blows. I put together Awakening Blows on March 14th. I never uploaded this video. If you look for this video on my channel, you will not find this video anywhere. I decided not to upload it because I didn't want to try and screw over the game, in truth. I didn't want to make the game seem so bad. But after this update, I feel like I need to break out the content of this video because it's a really, really strong argument and really kind of infuriating. So what was the big deal with the Awakening update? So what happened was that the old Demon Spirit Stones, as well as the White Orbs, as well as the Feathers, all got replaced with the new cold storage currencies, the Orb of Ascension, the Frozen Feather, and the Demon Spirit Stone Revitalized, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't even know at this point. And we were told that those items would be exchangeable for the ones that we already had. So people had these things stockpiled, ready to go, because what came with the Awakening update was also an event that required White Orbs to do, or the new Orb of Ascension, which, spoiler alert, Orb of Ascension is another major sticking point in this update. Funny how those things come back. But at any rate, people had tons of these stockpiled up. They bought them off of the daily purchase thing that you could buy for the daily Hongmoon store offering. People had tons of these. And when the patch rolled out, all you got for them was 1 copper. There was no exchange at all. So many people spent real-life money, got completely screwed over for spending money on these items, and could not actually do anything with them except get 1 copper. Absolutely terrible update, and ended up tanking the Sacred Oil marketplace on both the NA and EU servers, as well as pissing off a huge amount of the player base. And the reason I want to bring this up is because we had a similar situation with the Radiant Energies probably 2 years ago. If you're newer to Blade and Soul, you probably don't even know what a Radiant Energy is. Radiant Energy was an item that you used to upgrade different things. They ended up getting rid of Radiant Energies probably about 2 years ago at this point, and during their live stream said that you'd be able to exchange the Radiant Energies for Hongmoon Gem Powders, while also showing you that you didn't need very many Hongmoon Gem Powders to get a full set of gems, of max tier gems. So what happened? Everybody went to the marketplace and bought up tons of these Radiant Energies. Literally sold out everything. You couldn't find them on the marketplace. There were a couple, but the marketplace just spiked. About a day or two before the patch, they ended up releasing a notice saying, oh, by the way, the Radiant Energies, we're not going to turn those into gem powders. Instead, we're just going to give you some gold for them. So the price of the Radiant Energies at that time was like 17 gold a piece, and they were going to give you 10 gold each for compensation. It was insane. They were going to basically devalue their own currency in order to prevent people from getting these Hongmoon gem powders. which made sense. It wouldn't make sense for them to just give away free Hongmu gem powders. I don't think they realized the magnitude of the update they were doing. But it was also a complete ripoff in an attempt to devalue their economy. So I put a video out about this when it happened like 2 years ago, and what ended up happening is they ended up bumping up the return to the average price of the Radiant Energies, which was pretty fair. Everybody got an equivalent amount of gold that they spent on the Radiant Energies back, and yeah, a lot of people were pissed off, but at least nobody lost any money. The biggest thing that came out of this was that the community manager, or the post that they posted, said that we listened to the feedback of the community, we evaluated the situation, and we want to work with the community to make the game a better game, right? That's your TLDR on this. I have the video on the channel. You can go and watch it if you want to see it on your own. Now, if we fast forward to the Demon Spirit Stone update that came out, back with the Awakening patch, you'll see the line that this is unfortunately the design and will not be changing. Basically, that the mentality of the development team, which is not NC West, is that we no longer care about the community and the player base. So, okay, that was a really big sticking point that I didn't want to make before, because like that's a really big accusation to make. But then if we fast forward to the current update or whatnot that's going on, we get more of the same. Basically that the easy mode that we released is not the beginner mode that we were led to believe it was originally, which once again comes down to miscommunication between the teams, as well as the player base, but that these were intentional changes and we have no chance or no intention of reverting these changes from the dev team. Which is pretty sickening. It's sickening to think that in the last year and a half, 2 years, there's been such a stark change towards the NAEU player base from the dev team for Blade & Soul. And once again, the dev team or the team that puts out these patches is not NC West. Stop beating Cyan up. Poor guy is doing his best he can to damage control the situation that has been dropped on his plate. I really do feel bad for him. But it's become pretty darn clear that the team that develops the game for the NA and EU side doesn't really care what the player base thinks and is just pushing out updates. In fact, I think there's only one content update that anybody on the NA or EU versions wants to see pushed out, and that's Unreal Engine 4. I feel like if you asked every single person in the entire game what is the one thing that you're most excited for coming to Blade & Soul, they'll say the Unreal Engine 4 release. I mean, just think about it. While recording this video, my game crashed 3 times just standing there. That's insane! That's just insane! So anyway, what am I getting at with all of this? This was supposed to be the first things for new players to do after level 60. So straight up, if you're a new player coming to Blade & Soul, you've reached level 60, you played through the story, now's a great time to stop. There's no point in trying to progress as a new player. You're going to end up spending probably 20, 30, 40 hours of your life, probably more than that actually, grinding in Moon Refuge, killing the same spiders over and over again to get some gear that lets you do 1 additional or 2 additional daily challenges on the rotation, but still is barely enough to finish the whole rotation to progress your character even further. You'll end up spending months of your life, probably half a year of your life, trying to get into the next tier of dungeons, and by that time that half year is over, the next content update will come out and you'll be back starting all over again. Anyway guys, if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. Got a lot of Blade & Soul guides, a lot of real guides on Blade & Soul. So if you are trying to progress as a new player, there are some of those videos on the channel. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you the next stream, video, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.